Coming up next on 360, do you know what you share your bed with? What lives in your pillows? Creepy crawlies you can't see that might be making you sick. We'll tell you how to rid your home of these unwanted guests. All this week, we've been looking at the hidden germs that we all live with at work, in restaurants, even in free makeup at those department stores. Tonight, we hit home with microscopic creepy crawlies, perhaps millions of them, living in your mattress and in your pillows. And the older your bedding is, the more bugs you likely have. They're called dust mites. And 360 MD Sanjay Gupta reports they can trigger some pretty nasty allergies. But don't worry, he'll also tell you how to get rid of them.
When they bought their new house in late 2004, Allison and Reed Winnick were filled with promise and pride.
We moved here October 1st into a pristine, gorgeous home on the beach. And within a couple of weeks, we all started getting sick. Coughs and congestion and runny noses.
The whole family was besieged by a mysterious illness. They were exhausted, moving at a slower pace. It became harder to wake up in the morning, and 7-year-old Justin was late for school almost every day.
I was ready to move out.
Increasingly frustrated and confused, the Winnicks had air samples taken in their new home. They feared it was sinister mold growing in the air ducts, or even asbestos or fiberglass from new construction. It was neither.
We had lots of dust mites. Lots and lots of dust mites, and nothing else. Everything else came out clean. It was in every room that we tested. The bedrooms, the playroom, the living room. It was everywhere.
The Winnicks were suffering from indoor allergies from dust mites. Dust mites are microscopic spiders so small that 7,000 of them can fit on a dime. They thrive in humidity and feed off skin cells humans shed. The Winnicks aren't alone. 99% of all households have them. The average number in any given bed? 2 million.
In the case of the dust mites, what the allergy substance is disgustingly, it is a very potent protein in the fecal dropping of these mites. They tend to be in highest concentrations in bedding, in pillows. One of the difficulties in many of these perennial allergens is that you can clean vigorously. However, they're going to recur, so it's something that requires ongoing effort.
I'm going to use vibration and suction to get the vacuum, to get the allergens out of it. Just roll it up now.
The Winnicks turned to Healthy Nest, a company that specializes in testing and ridding the home of allergens.
A good idea is actually to uncover the bed and leave it open, leave windows open when you can. And if you have the opportunity to expose your mattress or your bed to direct sunlight, that's an excellent thing to do.
Now, 6 months after finding the dust mites, the Winnicks have learned to deal with them.
So everything's good. No one sneezes in the morning when they wake up anymore.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN, Atlanta.
And what a charming visual, little tiny microscopic bugs eating your dead skin and defecating in your bed. Really charming. Thanks, Dr. Gupta.
We're talking today about hidden hazards that might be in your house and in my house. We tested everything top to bottom in Meg and Colleen's homes, and among the things we checked for were dust mites. Take a look.
Here's an adventure. Let's check for dust mites. And some people are quite allergic.
Are you going to launder all
Actually,
my
what
stuff
happens is
for
the
me?
fecal matter of the dust mites might be giving you a problem.
Gross.
What I'd like to do is have you take the pillowcase off. All right. And we're going to send that away to the lab. Okay. And next, we're going to look at your vacuum cleaner bag. We're going to look for pollen and dust mites and just plain dirt and other stuff. Yes, good. Nice batch of dirt here. Oh, great.
The test results are in, and yes, we did find dust mites. This is an actual photograph of a mite that we found at Meg's house. It has 8 legs. You're looking right now at its mouth. And right now, experts tell us that these insects feed on dead human skin. And you know, we're always shedding skin, which is why they're often found in the sheets. You're shedding skin when you don't even know it. This is what the mites look like when they're moving. The average double bed, get this, contains 2 million of these mites. They also thrive in carpets, and people with allergies are the most often affected by the mites. Actually, the mites themselves, we're told, are harmless. Who cares? Who wants them there? It's their waste. It's that fecal matter that people are allergic to. So it's the mites poo-pooing in the sheets that's getting to the people, right?
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's what makes people sneeze. If you're allergic at all, the mites are really going to bother you.
Can it make you sicker than sneezing, though?
It can eventually cause asthma attacks in people who are allergic, and it has become, it can become a problem, yes.
Now, so are the mites an indication of how clean you are, or what?
You really have a very hard time preventing them, but what you should do is if somebody in your house begins to develop allergies, is you should get at, especially the bedroom. You spend most of your time in the bedroom, and that's where most of them are. They're in your carpets, but there are millions of them in your bed and in your heavy curtains and so on. You've got to clean out that room.
And now, news for the family with Melissa Vage.
Many of us already know we are sleeping with the enemy. Dust mites, especially if you have allergies. They're the enemy. Melissa's here. Tell us how we're going to handle those things.
Jerry, they can cause a lot of grief if you have allergies. Those tiny, creepy crawlers who can exacerbate allergies. But there are a lot of things that you can do to help alleviate the problem. In a sense, they're microscopic man-eating machines, dust mites dining on your dead, decaying skin. You can't see them, but they're there.
Eyewitness News on the Health Beat now. Many of us already know we're sleeping with the enemy.
Dust mites.
Something to think about. They're those tiny, creepy crawlers who can bother those allergies. But did you know there's something you can do about it?
It's 5 o'clock. Here are today's top 4 stories on News 4.
The common dust mite can cause problems for people with allergies and some other medical conditions.
In tonight's medical report, CBS's Dr. Sean Kniff tells us about a new way now to wipe out the mites.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News at 6.
I'm Dr. Sean Kniff. From my medical file tonight, they attack you when you're most vulnerable, crawling over your sheets and skin. I'll tell you what you can do to get rid of those dust mites.
At 6 o'clock, you can't see them, but they are out there.
In Dr. Sean's medical file tonight, dust mites in your bed. And how do you keep them from crawling all over you? We'll be right back.
You could be sleeping with the enemy and not even know it. And what an ugly enemy to have. We're talking about dust mites, and you can't see them, but they're there. That's what they say.
Dr. Sean Kniff joins us now with the latest in his medical file. Dr. Sean?
Yeah, this is going to make you itchy when you see this one. Dust mites, they're creepy, crawly critters known to exacerbate allergies, cause skin disorders, and irritate eyes. But did you know most of us are sleeping with them? In a sense, they're microscopic man-eating machines. Dust mites dining on your dead, decaying skin. You can't see them, but they're there.
They're microscopic. As a matter of fact, 5,000 of them could fit on the head of a pin.
Under the microscope, they look menacing, but they're actually harmless little critters. It's what they do at bedtime that can have you sniffling and sneezing in the morning.
And what the dust mites do is they feed on the skin flakes that are in your bed. And it's what they excrete, their feces, that causes the problem.
Those dust mite droppings can worsen asthma, headaches, allergies. They can make you itch, cause skin rashes, and some say even cause depression. And everyone's got them. In fact, they're everywhere. And experts say if you have any of these medical conditions, you shouldn't take the dust mite infestation lying down. That's why many people are now routinely screening and cleaning their mattresses with this new device called Hygienitech. Just take a look at what we found in this mattress. A pile of dust after just a few minutes of vacuuming. A chemical test for dust mite excrement reveals quite a surprise. Moderate infestation.
In a typical mattress like this, you could have as many as 5 million dust mites.
Would you want to sleep on this?
I would not want to sleep on this, no. And nor would anybody else.
And how does the owner feel? Who, by the way, lives in a beautiful and clean home.
Yeah, never really thought about it or heard about it, so this was a, learning experience.
Mites that aren't vacuumed away are killed with intense ultraviolet light, and a mite retardant spray is applied. The result? A miteless mattress, and hopefully a good night's sleep. Again, mattress cleaning with Hygienitech is particularly important if you suffer from allergies. The testing is free, but the treatment is about $60. Dr. Sean Kniff, CBS 4 News.
Every time you're going to bed and sharing your bed with thousands and thousands of dust mites, it might gross you out. They're feeding on the dead skin that you shed. And in tonight's Extra, Tammy Fields explains why there's a higher concentration of them right here in the Bay Area than any other place in the country. She's showing us how to get rid of them.
From the green tea she brews in her kitchen,
you're not going to find any toxic cleaners in my house,
to the air flowing through Catherine Williams' home where her 2 cats play, Williams admits she's a health nut.
I've got a home.
That's why she couldn't understand why, just out of the blue, she started to develop allergy-like symptoms.
And then sometimes a scratchy throat or some itching. When I would get up, my nose would be stuffy, and then after 10 minutes of moving around, it was fine.
Williams doesn't have allergies, so she did some research. She found her and her husband were sleeping with thousands and thousands of microscopic dust mites who are lurking in her mattress and carpet. You can't see them. They eat the skin we shed when we're in bed. We shed some 5 grams every week.
Well, after 30 years of practice, I can tell you it's one of the biggest problems. Everybody has dust mites in their mattress, so it's a common thing.
A local allergy specialist says Tampa Bay has a higher concentration of dust mites than any other place in the country.
It's a 12-month-a-year problem in Florida, and it's especially bad because it's so humid in the Tampa Bay area.
Dr. Phillips says 85% of his patients are suffering from allergic reactions to dust mites, some worse than others.
We have to take medication first, antihistamines, first step. That's not helpful. We go to nasal sprays, cortisone sprays, sometimes systemic steroids to bring them under control.
Williams was dead set against taking medication, wanting to get to the root of the problem instead. Wondering why her $600 organic latex hyperallergenic mattress that is supposed to protect her from dust mites wasn't. She had Joe Giacopelli, who owns Hygienitech, run a test on a small area of her pad for dust mites.
I didn't want it to be just another gimmick. You know, we're going to come in and vacuum up your bed, and so I was skeptical.
Take a look at what he found.
This is a mix of dead skin, live dust mites, dead dust mites, fecal matter, mold.
He drops a dirty, dusty mess into a glass and tests it.
We're just telling you got about 750 to 1 million dust mites in there.
He runs the same test on a portion of the mattress with similar results, saying this is what the Williams are breathing in each night. That is, until he sanitizes the mattress pad and mattress.
It's a high suction pulsating machine with a UVC light on it. It extracts and kills everything, virus, spores, mold, dust, everything out at the same time. And when it goes into the bag, it's already dead.
Williams swears by it.
And I woke up, there was no stuffy nose.
Giacopelli recommends cleanings every 6 months, every 3 months if you and your family members have allergies. So what do the experts recommend? Well, the American Academy of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology says you should encase your mattress, your box springs, and pillows in special allergen-proof fabric covers or airtight zippered plastic covers. Wash all of your bedding in hot water at 130 degrees each week. Dry the items in a hot dryer.
It's a constant upkeep.
In Palm Harbor, Tammy Fields, 10 Connects.
I think I'm going to sleep in a chair tonight.
I'm scared to go to sleep now.
Well, there are 2 other ways you can control the dust mites in your home, and we posted them on our website at 10connects.com. Tammy has a lot of information in there for you. By the way, the mattress cleaning cost about $85 for a queen-size bed or a king. Tammy, a lot to think about. Let's get a check of our weather now with Chief Meteorologist Tammy Sousa.
I'm going to buy a plastic air mattress. I don't even know what to think at this
just sleep
point.
here in the studio, although I don't know what's on our floor either. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just, you know what? Whatever. Just try not to think about it and stay clean. Anyway, 85.